Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button, help grow this channel, and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend investing is all about. My main objective is to show a replicable way of building an ever-growing and ever-reliable income stream, one that does not have to rely on the volatility of the stock market. You simply own the shares of successful companies and you're automatically paid. In this video, I'm going to go over the dividends I received for the month of December. We're going to go over the dividends I received in my taxable brokerage account. This is my Average Joe Dividends account. I'm also going to go over all of the dividends I received from IRAs, a 401k, as well as the interest in savings accounts as well. You can see this is live right here. We'll just look at the performance of this portfolio. We can see it's been up and had a good return, and we can see it's dived down below the $200,000 mark several times, but it looks like we're up to an all-time high for this portfolio at least, and this is with the stock market not quite returning to all-time highs. We're down about 3% still from the all-time highs that the stock market has seen. So what I'll do next is I like to go into the activity log and actually show you the dividends, and I can do that within M1 without giving out account numbers, things like that. So I'll go over that. The other dividends, like from my Vanguard, my T. Rowe Price 401k, I can't do that as easily. Those sites are just not set up quite as well as M1 for kind of showing that. But I'd like to show the actual dividends received because it's actual proof. You can see that this money went into my account. You can see I received some dividends already in 2024 for Allstate, Best Buy, ADP. Woke up this morning and got those dividends, and I'm actually going to drip those in to my account, and that's something that'll show up here. It's going to show up if I would go back to showing everything besides dividends. It will show that these were dripped back into the account. So we're going to go back in time here to the beginning of December, and I'm just going to read these off one by one just so you can see what I'm invested in and what is paying me, where I'm getting these little paychecks from. So we'll start with December 1st. Got a dividend from Aflac for $7.32, then American States Water $3.09, then Black Hills $17.26, KKR $2.30, Pinnacle West $7.05, Kroger $3.98, then in the fourth, Pfizer $13.92, then Johnson & Johnson $8.84, Southern Company $6.38, Yum Brands $5.78, Amgen $11.15, then Exxon $11.39, and here's the largest dividend that was paid from this portfolio, and that was SCHD. They paid their highest dividend ever per share, and I got $831.85 from SCHD alone. Prudential $27.90, Microsoft $5.59, Qualcomm $6.35, and then Home Depot $8.18, Hershey's $6.64, McDonald's $11.12, O'Reilly monthly payer $11.78, Waste Management $5.41, Avista $16.43, Coca-Cola $9.41, Duke Energy $13.79, and here's my second largest dividend, and this is a monthly payer here from a closed-end fund, and this is from covered calls. This is how BST produces this income. So $446.77. BlackRock $8.94. Union Pacific $4.72. Nvidia 16 cents, and Nvidia is more of a growth pay, even though it pays a small dividend. And then FNF, $8.08, Broadcom, $6.27, T-Row, $13.58, Travelers, $4.29, Lockheed Martin, $4.36, Allstate, $5.50, Best Buy, well, these are January, so Lockheed was the last dividend that came in. I'm going to jump over to a Google Docs spreadsheet, and what I did was I copied all of the dividends that were paid to me in December. These are all my December pairs. We can just do a quick count up of those real quick, and we can see in the lower right, these will count up. We'll get the total, and this is just for December alone, and this is just for this portfolio, my taxable dividend portfolio. I got $1,550.08 just from this dividend portfolio alone. When I click over to the Dividend Tracker tab, and we can see the dividends paid, and I put that 1550.08 in there, and that is the highest dividend I have received so far for this portfolio. You can see just looking back from December, and December is going to be the largest month with this type of portfolio, where I have many different positions in it, and especially being heavy in SCHD, where they pay their largest dividend. December is going to be the largest. You can see also the third month of each quarter pays the largest dividend. But you can see how this is trending upwards every month going forward, except for, you can see here, there was a disconnect here of about $4 less, and that's because SCHD historically has announced a lower, actually their lowest dividend is in the first quarter of each year. So I'm sure March 2024 is going to be no different. So I'm assuming that in the first quarter for 2024 is, and actually the March as well, is going to pay a little bit less, but that's known. But I know December 2024 is going to pay even larger dividend than this. We can see also the average monthly dividend. What I do is I take the total for the quarter and divide it by 3 and get a monthly rate, because I want to know how much income I can expect from this portfolio every month. And we can see just from January alone, we're getting gains even from just a $100 deposit and from a dividend drip. I'm going to show you now. Let's go over to my Vanguard IRA 401k. This is pretty much where I track my net worth, not just the dividend portfolio. I have it in here, and here's where my dividend portfolio is right here. The 221 is represented there. And let's go over to the right. Let's get the December dividends real quick and just do a quick count up of everything. So you can kind of see also where I'm invested, and as far as like brokerage accounts and what I'm invested in. And we'll just start right here in December. So I'm invested a little bit in bonds, just a little bit. And you can see I got a $55.19 dividend from BNDX. Then VBLX paid $5.48. Then VBLAX, this paid me $4.72. And then VTI, this is a larger payment. This is the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. Looks like it paid me $862.84. And then VXUS, the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF, paid me $272.59. And then I have a small Roth with Vanguard, and it's just VXUS, so I have some international exposure, and that paid $95.41. And then I also have a taxable brokerage account over at Vanguard. You can see VU, that paid me $149.59. And then VUG, I have a small position there that paid me $13.20. And then I have VTSAX, and that paid me $307.88. Then I have a small position of Vanguard's high dividend yield ETF that paid me $10.29. And then I have quite a bit of VXUS, which paid me $538.19. Then we'll go to my 401k. I know a lot of people who have 401ks, they don't really think about them paying dividends or interest or anything like that. But I would take a look at your accounts, and you can see with mine, I have bonds here paid $33.10, and then more VTSAX, which is the mutual fund equivalent of VTI, and that paid me $262.72. And then here's T. Rowe Price of Stable Value. That paid me $762. But you can see, though, I'm very heavy in the stocks. Since I'm 50, I have a little bit of a bond exposure, not too much, and more stable things just a little bit. I believe my allocation 85% to VTSAX. If you're younger, if you're 20 or 30, I would be 100%. Into just a total stock market index, of course, one that's a low fee. So moving on to my IRA here over at M1. I have one at Vanguard as well as M1. And VU, that paid me $855.15. And then VTI, $743.42. And then got a really large one with SCHD, $1321.49, and then BST $417.47. And here's the dividends I went over one by one in my taxable brokerage account over at M1, that $1550.08. And then over at Synchrony, I have a large stash of cash over there just for, but it's not going to be there for long. At least most of it's going to be going to a down payment on a home that I'm building. I'm building a very modest home, and I'm going to be deploying about $125,000 of this over to that down payment. So it's going to be about a 40% down payment on the home to keep my mortgage payments really low, and I want to aggressively pay that off probably in 3 years. That's my plan. And you can see here Capital One, just rounding it out, 9 cents, 38 cents, just a little bit on checking and savings. I usually just use this account really to pay bills and kind of move money around. And here's the total: $8,274.04. Of course, I can't access all of this money right now, like the money in the IRA, and as well as the IRA over here at M1. I have to wait an additional almost 10 years, about 9.5 years, before I can access that, because I'll be at 59.5. So that's not accessible to me. So what I'm just doing is I'm just rolling those dividends back into those investments and just making those larger and larger. So you can see here I also track even my income and expenses. You can see December a little bit upside down, but thankfully for my investments and things like that, it more than makes up for that. And you can see here's my net worth, $1,457,000. This was up in the 1,460s and 70s, and the market's done a little bit of a retreat. So my net worth can go up $50,000, $100,000 in a month, or down $50,000, $75,000 a month. Or it can be relatively flat. It's all over the place. But I track it here, and it's pretty automated, because I just have the ticker symbol and everything, and it pulls up the share price, and I multiply it by the shares. As long as I have my shares updated, it's pretty accurate. Some things I have to fill in, like my savings accounts, things that fluctuate, but things like this are pulled automatically, so I have a quick track of what my net worth is at any given time. And what I'll do next is I'm just going to do a quick update on those dividend drips that I did. We'll just see what happened really quick as far as what it did to my income. It's going to probably just be a few cents, but by dripping the dividends that came in, these three, ADP, the Allstate, and Best Buy, and we're going to see what the next dividend will be as well, as this is updated. So it's going to be a little bit larger, a few cents larger in 3 months when these pay again, because these are quarterly payers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab, starting with the name column, I'm going to grab this data from M1. I'm just going to paste it into my spreadsheet, into what I call the M1 data spreadsheet. And what that does is it's going to update the new number of shares and cost basis. And what that's going to do is going to change the estimated dividend for the next time. And it's also going to change my monthly, quarterly, and annual cash flow. You can see the annual, I'm almost up to $11,000 in annual income just from this portfolio alone. This again is just my M1 taxable account, doesn't count everything. So I'll do is go to M1 data tab, we'll paste that in, do a paste special, values only, and we'll go over back here. The 913.23 is now 913.28, so it went up a nickel every month just from reinvesting those dividends. And we can see now ADP is going to pay $375, Allstate's going to pay $553, and Best Buy $779. It's gone up just a little bit, but these are dividend drips. These are not this is not extra money put in to the portfolio. So it is modest, but hey, I will be getting paid even more. And that doesn't include like when there's dividend increases or when I'm purchasing additional shares of these companies. So I'll take that. So let's go to the monthly average dividend tracking tab. We're up to 913.28 in the monthly. Any change in the portfolio I track over here. And since we did a drip, we'll just put this into the log. And we'll track that additional nickel. But you can see other things where I've done dividend drips or a $100 deposit. You can see the change is a little bit more profound, 41 cents. You can see BST, I did a dividend drip. And this is just my monthly income, how much it increased to 326 it went up by. Let's look for a larger one. So just with SCHD increasing their dividend by a few cents up to 74.2 cents, you can see it changed my monthly income and increased it by $32.50. But again, with SCHD in March, they're going to lower this dividend. It's going to be probably in the 60s, so I will have I'll show this, report it, and it's going to be a minus, but it's going to be temporary because in June, September, the SCHD, at least historically, has increased that dividend. So that's pretty much what I want to show you was, the dividends I received from, mainly from this portfolio. Again, that was $1,550.08, and then all of my dividends, including interest and everything like that, was $8,274.04. Let me know in the comments below what you received in dividends in December. I'm always curious to hear that, whether it's someone who just started their investing journey. It doesn't matter to me. I like to follow people who are just starting out, as well as people who are ahead of me. So it's not a race. It's just as long as you're making progress every day, that's the most important thing. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. If you got any value from this video, please click the like button. Also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other videos. I don't just do the dividend videos. I do a buy video as well as I go over my expenses as well. I know that video is not as exciting, but I think it's imperative you track your expenses, because if you don't have a gap in your expenses, well, then you have nothing to invest and build wealth. Thanks again, everybody. I hope everyone has a great day. Everybody take care.